Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Raisin Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I'm Annie Thompson-Bert, your hostess for this morning. We're going to get right to things. I'm going to light the chalice. What if when I light the chalice, you hear an invitation to welcome gratitude for the earth? This week, as I got ready to light the chalice, my little family, Jean-Luc and I, talked about the blessings from this planet because we look forward this week to the 51st anniversary of Earth Week. And here are a few things from my family's list. The honking V's of Canada geese flying overhead. The smell of the earth after the rain. The sound of spring peepers in the marsh. The taste of a just-picked tomato warmed by the summer sun. And now, with this flame of hope shedding light in your heart, what is your list this Earth Day week? I'm going to light another general candle for joys and concerns. Haven't been in touch with folks, so we're going to light a candle for all the joys and concerns that we hold in our hearts for this day. We lift them all up. Our reading for today, another Earth Day focused item, is a poem by Mary Oliver. Praying is the title. It doesn't have to be the blue iris. It could be weeds in a vacant lot or a few small stones. Just pay attention. Then patch a few words together and don't try to make them elaborate. This isn't a contest, but a doorway into thanks and a silence into which another voice may speak. Along with the Earth Day celebration this week, today's talk also includes a catch-up on our discussion for COVID-19 guidelines over the past year and a springboard for discussion for tonight's Zoom meeting. It's a congregational meeting. It'll be at 7 o'clock tonight. Those of you who are fellowship members have received a link, and those of you who would like to attend and don't have that link, please message me and I will get you one ASAP. With the UU guidelines and local health department information and our unique circumstances, we will be able to make the best decisions for all of us in regard to in-person worship and events. The UU urges congregations to move slowly, with caution, and with our deepest values at the center. They encourage us to move forward with caution and humility, and are willing to reverse course if things aren't working or if the virus resurges. We have several options to consider, so I hope you will join us tonight for that discussion. As many of us have received our COVID-19 vaccines, and because of our strong desire to connect with others again, many are wondering what the UUA, our national organization, is thinking for gathering outlines this year. Last year in March, they issued a no gathering in person guideline that would last until May of this year. And as many of you know, we followed along with Christ the Redeemer as far as their synod guidelines and met outdoors throughout the summer. And then for a short time when virus statistics were down in our county, we gathered in a group less than 10 indoors with precautions. We stopped that when the community numbers were on the rise and have been an online presence since then. Last summer, while most UU congregations ceased in-person worship, per that national leadership, we continued, with the exception of Governor Whitmer's stay-at-home orders, but we resumed again after that was lifted. But one thing we always do, we listen to the science. So now what do we do that most of us in our fellowship are vaccinated? Even though the local statistics for infection might be high, and we'll get to those statistics in a minute. Moving into the coming year, the UU recommends that congregations plan for multi-platform operations, also known as hybrid, a flexible combination of in-person and online engagement based on the needs and risks in the community. Because we're so small and because in-person church growth is difficult and that we don't expect in this time to have a great influx of people, it might not be so useful for us to go through all of the points that the UU, National UU, has put forth for consideration, because we're just teeny. In all discussion, we follow, CDC guidelines and local public health. Vaccine distribution remains uneven, inequitable. There's vaccine resistance that's a factor. New variants are presenting themselves, and we don't know for sure how effective the vaccines are in response to variants, whether vaccinated people can spread the virus, or how long the protection lasts. So, what criteria will we be using to make a determination for what kind of services we proceed with? I read many of the UU resources, and the one that seems the most straightforward is a policy put forth by the UU in Reston, Virginia. And it says that, number one, you consider daily cases and that you don't meet in person. And remember, this is for a large congregation. But we're going with that. Err on the side of caution. Cases at or below 1 per 100,000 people. Currently, Lenawee County, as of Friday, had 633 per 100,000 people cases. Our daily new cases is out of the park. Infection rate. The infection rate in the area should be less than 0.88 per already infected person, and it's nearly 16% in our county. Test positivity in the area should be 3% or less. Our current rate as of Friday is 18.8. And the ICU headroom, area hospitals have less than 50% of their available ICU beds taken by COVID patients, and right now we're just over 50% at Hickman Hospital in Adrian. In fact, 50% of general hospital admissions at Hickman Hospital are COVID related. As the pandemic plays out, we continue to face uncertainty, and the best we can do at any given time is to lean into our values, as well as draw upon the friendships, gifts, and wisdom of our own people. So let's reach out to each other as we can during this uncertain time, online, by phone, FaceTime, Messenger, etc. So, in the meantime, what can we do at home, alone? Uh, this Thursday marks the 41st anniversary of Earth Day, as I've mentioned before. So it just makes sense that we consider our Mother Earth our blue boat home. Yesterday, my son Jean-Luc and I were out and about driving up to Ann Arbor by the back roads, and I was recalling to him that my mom, his grandma, had an abundance of that gift of awe and wonder, and could be in total delight over budding trees, crows cawing, and breezes perfumed by grass just being cut. Miracles are all around us. Discovering them is dependent on our willingness to be open to them. The ability to be open to wonder and awe inside most of us could use a wake-up call. Miracles surround us every day, yet often remain unnoticed in the hustle and bustle of our busy lives. We shovel snow, but we seldom think of the amazing singularity of each of those snowflakes. We eat like crazy, not really savoring what we eat. Our minds on our next appointment or responsibility, seldom thinking about the fields that yield these things that we eat, nor the hands that pick them or prepare them. And then we trudge off to bed under a blanket of stars, stretching impossibly off into space, and we rarely acknowledge the miracle of our small, unique place in the vastness of all of that. Our age of science and innovation has bred a deeply rationalist culture. A child learns quickly that miraculous events, like a TV remote, or the flight of an airplane, or even the appearance of a rainbow, have physical explanations. While knowing how things work from atom to machine to universe is wonderful, we too have often let knowledge turn our heads from awe and wonder. Let's turn our attentions to really seeing the wonder in the most unexpected things and people in our world, at least once a day this week. I'll extinguish the chalice now as we go forth from this electronic space we inhabit on this morning. May we celebrate Earth and our shared lives. May we recognize our connections to all that is and on the earth. May we truly and deeply value the inherent worth of all that is in this awesome, interconnected web of existence. May we commit ourselves to a new way, and may we hold our commitments to each other gently but firmly. Blessed be. Amen. I'm going to trail us off, close us off with Blue Boat Home by Peter Meyer. I'll stop it right at 15 minutes. Have a good week.
Standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean, still my dry land heart can say,